Hey guys, Dev here at WeBuyHouses.com. Welcome to the Cash Offer Masterclass, episode number 63. Today we're looking at this house right here in Houston, and we're going to answer the question. We'll ask it and answer it. Can an investor double the value of this house? Now this is the real question because if we look at what came to us from Fazio Real Estate Solutions, who sent us this deal, we see that they say the ARV could be 350 and they only want 142 for the house. So the question for us is going to be, what would it take to create, to make this house into a house that would sell for 350? And is that possible? Could an investor actually buy this house, do some work to it, and sell it for $350,000. I'll show you what the challenges are in doing that on this house. Before we get started, I just want to say this deal came to me through Fazio Real Estate Solutions. I have no relationship with them. I don't make a penny if they sell you a house. So you're welcome to contact them if you want this house down in Houston. I'd also point out they have dozens of properties available. I just pick and choose the ones that I am going to use for content, for educational purposes. And so I'm probably not always picking the best deals, best deals to look at. I'm trying to find things that are kind of interesting or, kind of cause us to ask and answer a question about real estate investing. And in this case, I'm just wondering, could this house, and this is all I've seen so far as pictures, is this, could it be worth $350,000? And now here are the challenges with this property. It's at 1010 Danube Street, Houston, Texas 77051. And of course we saw the front of it right here. They're on the street, and here's where that house is located. Now, what I would say, not a bad location. Now, this is an old street, old house. I think this house, what they say, built in 1938. Big house, 2164, on a pretty average size lot. So as we go to look at it and where it is, what we notice is that it's right outside the 610 loop. So as far as Houston is concerned, this house is very centrally located. I can imagine this being a neighborhood that is going through a transition, or you might call it gentrification or something like that. When that investors are buying properties on this street and putting up nicer houses because it's in a prime location. It's not necessarily a prime street right now, but it is in a prime location, so it could be over time. We see this in Dallas and in other major markets where, the properties could be worth a lot of money if they're very close to the core of the city. If we go zooming in to see where it is, again, right outside the 288, right below the 610 loop right there, and we see as we go in the Family Dollar, which is absolutely required, for us to have a house anywhere. We got to have the Family Dollar or the Dollar General or something better. Those are my rules. The Golden Chick, it's okay. Golden Chick's a little pricey, in my opinion, for what you get. But there's a McDonald's over there, so guys, it's Houston. It's in the major metro. They have all this stuff. Trust me. I'm sure they got some nicer places than Dollar General or whatever, Family Dollar. But anyway, especially around 610, like River Oaks over here, this is where all the rich people live. So I used to work in downtown Houston. I had an office there, had an office over in the River Oaks area. And so I know the area pretty well. So that's where it is. Now, here's the issue. Now, if we go, look, we're going to go onto that street, drop our little man. Doop, there goes the little man. And here is, wait, I lost my subject. There it is. Here's my subject property. Okay. So as I go driving around, look at that. There's no way that roof does that. I think it's an illusion. But as I go driving around, I see, like in this case, somebody has built a brick home there, and it looks newer. Over here, old stuff. Although that's honestly, that frame house is in pretty great shape. Somebody has fixed that one up. But yeah, see these older frame houses. These are your neighbors right now. This is, again, old 1930s neighborhood right off of the downtown area of Houston. The street looks kind of crappy. I'm going to admit that. It's like no curbs, no sidewalks, no nothing. And then, houses that, like, I'm guessing that is probably an abandoned house because nobody could, I don't know. It doesn't seem like cars have been parked there. Anything's been going on there. But if we go down the street, excuse me, if we go down the street, we see some lots. And I'm guessing there was a house here and somebody tore it down and they're going to build something new there. Here, older frame house, but still in pretty good shape. But as we saw, there's, a few of these, like there's an old frame house. Would you really keep that thing right there? I wouldn't do much with that. But as we drive down the street, this is what we see. We're starting to see these new homes being built on that street. Now, obviously, this wasn't a rehab. Somebody didn't buy one of those crappy houses and just stick a bunch of stuff on it and make it look like this. Somebody bought this house that was here. They tore it down and they built this beautiful new home. And same thing if I go across the street. And we're just, again, it was down the street, right down there where the subject property is. And as I go around, here's one. And so this is what's going on this street. And often when you see this, once it started, it will gradually continue that the nicer old frames homes might end up being kept for a while because they're nice. The bad ones will be torn down and replaced with something like this. So in my opinion, this right here, so we've been looking at 1010 Danube, this house right here. And I think this 1110 Danube is kind of my comp for what this house or this lot, this location could be. And you'll see what I'm talking about, because if we just go off this house right here, the one that's currently sitting on the lot that's being offered to us for $142,000. If we just go off that and we go start to look around on the public sites like Zillow's saying that place is only worth $143,000. Now, I did find that Zillow once again was way low compared to my other sites that I look at. So Zillow continues to be very, very conservative as it has adjusted those estimates, at least here in Texas. Go look at Realtor. Realtor's got it at $239,000, much high. It's $100,000 more than Zillow. So somebody's wrong. Like if I roll down here, where did they get their number? They're getting their $239,000 from Quantarium. CoreLogic's at $228,000. Collateral Analytics $328,000. See, that one's thrown off by the new builds, and I'll show you that. So basically, $239,000 is what Realtor says. Redfin said $215,000, and then I looked at my Property Radar site. I got the value from there, brought it all over, put it into the We Buy Houses cash offer calculator, and what I get is an average of $213,000. But a median of $227,000. I started to use median recently because of Zillow. Zillow is so low on their estimate on most of the properties I look at that by using median, I could kind of smooth out that outlier. That's what median helps us to do. So average is $213,000, but the median is actually $14,000 higher and gets us closer into what I think the real value of that house could be is $239,000 to $254,000, because I trust the sources that Realtor uses, and I trust the AVM that Property Radar has, the automated valuation model, or I think that's what they call it. So I'm going to say that just to give this house a chance, that I'm going to pick a number between the $239,000 and the $254,000, and that number I picked is $248,000. Now, if I went with $105 per square foot, I would be at the $227,000 median, and that would say if the house was, oops, I got repairs in here. Sorry, that's left over from the last house. Okay, if the house was in excellent condition and we valued it at the median, we could pay $159 for the property in excellent condition. If the house, if we say it's really worth closer to $250, we go to $115 per square foot, which I think is reasonable for a house in that location. Then we could pay $174 if it was in perfect condition. Now they want $142. So if we did make the assumption that the house actually could be worth more, the realtor property radar number, $250, we've got what have we got? $32,000 to invest in fixing up the property to get it to $250, not to get it to $350. Okay, and I'll show you the reason they think the ARV on this house is $350 is it's not really the ARV on this house. That's the ARV on the house that could be here, this house, right? Because this house that was built down the street, 1110 Danube, when I look at that house on Zillow, I see $339. Okay, and Zillow, remember, is kind of one of the lowest ones. So I bet it's $350 on the others. I didn't go too far down the pipe on this house right here. I just was kind of looking for a comparable new build to see, is that where they're getting the $350? That is where they're getting the $350. There could be a beautiful new home on the lot, and that home could be worth $350 easily. So that's the issue with this property, that when we go back to the calculator, 248 is all we can value that current home. As far as saying that the after repaired value, the potential after repaired value on this current home is 250, meaning we don't think, regardless of what you do to it in repairs, that you can raise the value of that current home to 350. Like this beautiful new build, because this is going to be your competition at that price point. You want 350 for you take that old 1938 house, put some new windows in it, paint it, new flooring, all this stuff. You're going to see it needs a ton of stuff. Well, and then somebody drives down the street and there's this thing for the same price. Come on, which one would you be attracted to? So. All right, so that is kind of how I think this house is all about. It could be worth $350, but not with that house. It would be with that lot with a different house on it. So we have to look at this opportunity at $142,700 in regard to the existing structure, the existing house, which we think could be worth $250. So as we jump down into the big five, they tell us do your due diligence on all of them. And the only pictures I've seen so far were these pictures here. And we can see, yeah, do your due diligence, because this house is in rough shape, my friends. Let's go look at it. Let's go see what we got here. All right, they just got this thing. Photos from 6 days ago. There's our house. Got a window unit right there out front to let us know the air conditioner doesn't work. Heck, this house was built in 1938. I don't know if it has HVAC. Siding is falling apart. Roof looks like it's in rough shape. Porch is falling apart. It's in rough condition. There's no doubt. Guessing that roof is shot. Fascia, soffits are going to be problematic. You got decay or stuff going on up there, whatever you want to call it. It's falling apart. Okay, windows open, probably raining in there. I wonder if this is an abandoned property. They have had trash out there. The yard's been mowed kind of recently. It's not overgrown like the other one, so somebody may have been living here. All right, similar picture. No driveway, just something. This looks like broken pieces of asphalt. Wow. This house is in rough shape. And as we look around at it, you can see the siding has lots of issues. That porch is a goner. Yep. Could it be fixed? Of course it could be fixed. I don't know how straight the front porch is, or if that's just the picture kind of warping what we're seeing there. Hard to tell. I'd like to get in here, please. Around at the back. and probably another, I don't know, I guess that's a broken window. Had some boards on there and stuff. Man, this place is in rough shape. Rough shape. They built on some sort of little contraption here at the back with just pieces of plywood, and it says, since seen its better days and now falling apart. Windows covered with boards. The windows all need to be redone. Siding, lots of issues with the siding. Roof. We're going to go inside and see. Yeah, there's another view at that side. Look at all that busted siding. Man, oh man, oh man. It's got some issues. Stuff's missing up there. Is that the gutter? Is that a gutter or actual fascia? I think that might be a gutter. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. We've got something going on. Look at that. It says sink net. I've never seen that. Do y'all see that? I guess it does say that, right? Sink net. Am I right? Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, thanks for including that. All right. Now we're in. It's a beautiful home. I don't really see anything here that needs to be done. I thought that was somebody's leg. It's just the shoe. I don't really see anything that needs to be done here, man. Just, a little cleanup, maybe a little paint. I think this is a fallen in. There's the roof. I don't, we're cockeyed. I don't know what we're looking at in that picture. It looks pretty rough. It seems like we have two of every picture. Okay, looking around in here, man. Yeah, guys, I think, was this the kitchen? Because that looks like a vent hood. And I don't know what's going on with that or that. Attic entry right there. Who knows what room we're in? It's in rough shape. I was kidding about it being in good shape, just in case I, you didn't get my humor. This house is no bueno. It is no bueno, man. Is there anything in here worth saving? I mean, even the ceiling, you can tell that's got to go. Every surface has to go. There is nothing in this house worth salvaging. Nothing. Oh my, oh my, oh my. It's one of the roughest condition homes I think we've seen in 63 episodes. This house is in horrible, horrible condition. We did look at a teardown, and you might see where I'm going with this one, because I'm telling you guys, if your max ARV on this thing is $250 if you fix up the current house, but it's $350 if you tore down this house and built one like this guy. That's starting to define what this opportunity is all about, and it's problematic because they want to sell you this house for $142. We don't want this house. We do not want this house. In fact, if we were to buy this property, this is a lot of material that needs to be torn down and hauled away to clear off this lot so that we can build a house like this on it. We are so far away from that type of house. The only thing I will say about this house I think might be a positive is it seems to be pretty big. Like it's got pretty good space. 2164. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house for a 1938 house. That's a pretty good size house. But maybe this is the bathroom. You can either use this or that bucket. Oh gosh, don't even think about that. Ceilings falling in. Walls are no good. Floors are no good. Windows are no good. There's nothing of any good. Here's where we are with this house. If we were going to fix it, this house is probably not a 1 cosmetic. It's probably a 2, giving 1 cosmetic rehab to the inside and 1 to the outside. The general repairs here again, I think, are not a 1, which would be 100%. I think they're at least a 2, because everything in that house is bad. It's hosed. It's no good. We got to go in there and do a ton of work. And just on the rest of the stuff, I'll just put in 1s. We need a full electrical, redo, plumbing redo, HVAC redo, foundation, and roof. That would give us a value of that house in its current condition of $32,000. Now, look, I'm not trying to beat up on our friend Fazio Real Estate Solutions. They went out, got this house under contract, and, bravo to them for doing the hard work of finding a deal, getting it under contract, the best price they could, and offering it to us at the best value that they can. But obviously, they're not going to be able to go to 32. Now, why is 32 starting to make sense to me? Well, number one, you would need at least $140,000 or $66 a square foot just in repairs. The house could be worth $115 a square foot, but you're going to have to spend $66 to get it there. $141,000 of repairs, maybe the biggest repair budget that we've seen on the Cash Offer Masterclass. And I think you would spend every penny of that on this house. So if we could buy it for 32 and then put the 140 in, we're at 170. Excuse me. We sell it for 250. Then it's a deal. We could make some money off of it. If we want to get it to 350, here's the whole point of this video that I wanted to make. If we wanted to get it to 350, we need to tear that house down and build a new one. And if we're going to tear that house down, we're going to have to tear it down and haul it away, and that's going to cost about $25,000 to $30,000 because that's a big structure. There's a lot of stuff there. I think it could even be more, but let's just, for the purposes of illustration, I'll say $25,000 to clear the lot, and then maybe we could pay $25,000 for the lot. That would put us in at 50. We could spend 200 to 250 building a structure on it, and then that might be a property that's worth 350, right? And so that's how you would get there. The only way you get to 350 ARV is to eliminate this thing that's sitting on that property and build something new like this. And I think that's the moral of the story here. Now, what did we learn here about this place? I think this is a street that makes sense to do teardowns and rebuilds because it's happening. And when you see this happening on a street, man, you're not the only one that has that idea. Other people are doing this. That's exactly the type thing that's going to turn this street from an old, 1930s neighborhood into modern new homes for people to live very close to the center of Houston. It's in a great location if you want to live in Houston. And so, yeah, that's what I think about that one. If we're going to try to fix that current thing, we could only pay 32. If we were going to buy it to tear it down, I would offer about 25 for that lot, knowing that I got to come in, spend 25 to 30 to get that thing gone. And then that would free up what I have left to invest into the property. Well, that's it for today. Probably not a deal for us. Probably not something where Fazio can come down from 142 to, what did I say, 32? Yeah, probably not. That sounds like a big difference of $110,000. So that's it for today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the Cash Offer Masterclass today. If you haven't already, please go down there and subscribe. Like the video, leave a comment. Tell me if you would buy this house. Tell me if you think this house could be worth more than $250. What are your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear. Guys, you can always just remember that you can always find us by searching for Cash Offer Masterclass on YouTube or on Google, and you'll go right to the content because there's only one Cash Offer Masterclass. It's been an awesome time to spend this time with you today. I hope this was instructional, informative, and I don't know, maybe one of you guys will run out and buy this house. It is a beautiful place, and it hardly needs any repairs. Bye.